I just spent 2 days on Twitter defending Amy Coney Barrett. Now, you want to hear the why of it? Because she didn't agree with the dissenting opinion in the deportation case. She agreed with two very specific portions of Sotomayor's dissent. And both of them were on constitutional grounds. And I'll tell you the truth, my opinion, she's the only justice that got the case 100% right. The justices that decided for Trump's ability to use that law are correct in that there needs to be due process. He should be able to use the law after exercising due process or after the intended deportees get their due process. The parts that she agreed with Sotomayor with were due process and the judiciary's right to check the power of the executive branch. Right? So Sotomayor's opinion was something I would agree with. But the only one on that court out of 9 people that got it as close to the Constitution as possible was her. Because she said that he should have the power to do it, but she dissents because they tried to circumvent the judiciary and they tried to circumvent the Constitution by not giving people due process. So now I got to go on Twitter and defend her against MAGA because now she's a liberal. I mean, if you're on Twitter, you're dealing with the vulgar descriptions of her. So there was all of that. But then the best part was you've got women on Twitter saying women shouldn't be judges and saying women shouldn't have the right to vote. Like, you're a woman, though. How do you believe that you don't have the same rights as everyone else? Forget about you as a group. I mean, you as an individual. How are you going to sit there and tell me I shouldn't have the rights of an American citizen?
But I think that was one of the things that, and we spoke about this before. Goes into how conditioning and how powerful it is, and what it does really to people in a nutshell, because ultimately these people lack any understanding of their own power and their position and how they're going to be treated in society. Mm-hmm. But a lot of that has to do with the way they've been conditioned by society. And what I noticed is the same thing with us as a people. There are many of us that voted for Trump and supported Trump on various levels. And now we're understanding, and now some of those people are coming to understanding after they've been hit in some form or another by one of his tariffs or something, of the or never, or either lost their job in one way or another. Now they're recognizing and going, oh man, wait a minute, this probably wasn't a good idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? And now they're reneging, they're falling back and recognizing like, yo, I made a mistake. But my point in saying that is that there's a level of conditioning even among women when it comes to being misogynist, because for misogyny and for patriarchy to even function, you got to have a certain amount of women that co-sign with, that go along with it.
Yes. So,
and there's a lot of them.
My response to most of these women, because I started getting frustrated. So when I get frustrated, I find a real snarky remark, and then I'll just, copy and paste where appropriate, or just, reword it where appropriate. So I started telling them essentially, you're the kind of woman who would hold the handmaid while your husband fucked her. I don't know if you've ever seen Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yes, I have.
Okay. So
Didn't finish it.
I haven't seen much of it, but I definitely saw a scene where they were doing that. And that's the only thing I could think is like, that's like if me as a Puerto Rican and I'm saying Puerto Ricans shouldn't have all the rights of a U.S. citizen. Like, how does that make fucking sense? And I know that there's people on the fucking internet saying that stupid shit too, with a Puerto Rican flag in their fucking bio.
Yep. Yep.
Or like the other one that killed me today. Have you ever heard of the Hodge twins? These two black
I
guys.
don't like those. I don't
Oh
like those
man.
dudes, man. Damn, it's not.
Dang.
Look, I don't know them personally. However, what they talk about and what they're about in general
is defending every
really,
white person they can find.
Yeah, it's not really constructive in the sense that they're having this kind of like, let's just say this bipartisan kind of perspective where they're like, well, this could be true and this could be true, but let's get to the truth. And this speaks to another line, and I don't want to get you too far away from your topic, but this speaks to a line that, again, is from Neil Postman again in the book Amusing Ourselves to Death. He goes, since intelligence is primarily defined as one's capacity to grasp the truth of things, it follows that what a culture means by intelligence is derived from the character of its important forms of communication. In a pure oral culture, intelligence is often associated with a prehistoric ingenuity. That is the power to basically, I don't want to go too far, but basically you already got what I'm saying. Right? That is fundamentally one of the keys to intelligence, is to be able to sort out and get to the truth. Whether it's on your side or
being able to dig through
their side.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And when you started reading that, the first thing that it brought to my mind is, again, if you go on the internet and you look at some of the things that people say, and then the fact that you are so easily able to find, I don't want to say the truth, facts, right? Because truth is also subjective. Everyone especially nowadays, I'm going to live my truth, or whatever the fuck that phrase is. But,
right? But I think that's dangerous too. But we'll speak about that another time.
But there's a difference.
Talk about that.
There's a difference between facts and truths, right? Truths are a point of view thing. Facts are what they are, regardless of what your truth or your opinion is. The facts are still the same. And the problem is that you've got people who are so willing to speak about things that they don't know or understand the facts that surround that thing are. And you can find it on almost any fucking subject.